Hi again, let's come back and resume our discussion. I would like to ask these ladies some more questions about where they come from. Gerry, would you kindly tell me about the what we constantly keep hearing about the violence increasing in certain parts of the world? Is violence increasing in the UK as well?
Yes, I think it is. It's mostly in the big cities, and knife crime is the most common. But guns are around, but also now there is a fashion, if you like, for boys on scooters or youths and throw acid at people, and then they rob them. So it is getting worse and worse.
What could the reason be for such violence to increase? It's a common thing these days, but what do you think is one of the reasons?
I think drugs are behind a lot of it, because they thieve from people to sell that, to get money, to buy and sell drugs.
To support their habits.
Theirs and other people's, because sometimes they are dealers, and they are also preying on school children now, which is a terrible thing.
Cherry, how would somebody or somebody going from India, from this culture to your culture, how can somebody take care when dealing with such situations? What do you think?
Well, I think it's also important that we don't scaremonger too much, because then you will put so much fear into people that they imagine and exaggerate what they hear. So there is no doubt that, especially in our capital city, this past year, there was a very high rate of fatal stabbings amongst some predominantly young men. Those crimes are often gang related, and probably, as Gerry said, to do with drugs. I don't know, but it doesn't mean to say that London is a very unsafe capital city now. We've seen an increase in crime, which hopefully our politicians and our police forces are cracking down on. I think a lot of young people carry knives, probably because they are also using it as a protection themselves. So it's a bit of a vicious circle. Kids are carrying knives because they think they might be attacked. But I go up and down to London quite frequently, and I know Gerry does too.
So I guess
it's like any big cities, I guess.
Right.
There are good areas and
Absolutely.
bad areas. And we as natives probably know the bad areas to avoid going.
So you don't want to go to secluded areas, especially after dark, or you want to try to avoid certain suspicious areas.
And they would be advised on where not to go, when not to go.
And you would take the precautions that I would take if I went to Delhi or Mumbai. You know that you go to the touristy areas where there are lots of people, where there is a police presence, where you can feel safe.
Right.
Okay, Cherry, may I ask you another question? That you've been to Australia, right?
I have.
Okay. Any particular difference between the British culture and the Australian culture?
Well, I guess the Australian culture is very much an outdoor culture.
That's right.
Because of its climate. Its climate allows people to spend a great deal of their time outside. However, with the increasing awareness across the world about the damage that the sun can do to our skins and cancers, I think people are more and more inclined not to expose themselves to the sunshine too much. So I suppose with good sun factor, I think the Australian way of life is still very much centred on the beach, because the inner part of Australia isn't so densely populated, of course. Most of the cities are on the shores.
Then there's the famous Barbies.
There are the Barbies. They love to have barbecues. They call them the Barbies.
Yeah, okay.
I even talk like that.
Down under.
Down under. Do you want a Barbie?